Global warming caused by carbon emissions might appear theoretical and perhaps far from you. Well, you might be shocked to know that just by enjoying a cup of palm wine, you are contributing to this alarming trend threatening existence on this earth. Carbon sinks in these palm trees destroyed for your delicacy is a major contributor to climate change. Mausi Francis is into a full-time palm wine and local gin popularly known as Akpeteshi, with about 15 workers who run shifts on daily basis. Mausi, whose production company is located at Sangai in the Southern District, has been speaking on the issue.
Meja had at 2006. Do nyebe meje go me ple amene ni to me pero mi la maton abe me ho time mi no fe henewe ni ba e go me je jamia mana wa hodie wo e me gbe no ho 2 weeks after me about the following pity let me the following boy after 3 days la kemi ba sito I got 3 days, another 3 days coming when I don't know a gome. 2 days after I come here, ayoyo. Ble akoti ko come here e papa. Kaka a dollar mi pane 30 days. A dollar 40 days. Wa ho ape aku. Nemi le pa mi azi 21 days. Afia ba aje dada gome. Mi da fechi nya de rubber black de le fimi wa menne ami no be mi agbe gba afia me gbe mi aba he wa nye Akpeteshi na mi egbe la rubber black mi wa me eton mi akwa mi emi he mi egba afia wa ba do anye Akpeteshi egaleme egaleme ntonto enye be ontona kobelele predo vio popo nepa mo re don ya enyu na mi onya le beneko ochigodo nanu agbese agbebolo po.
The CEO of Agro Lodge, Mr. Kojovi Ahaji, disagrees with the findings about palm wine and Akpeteshi as a contributing factor to climate change.
I totally disagree. First of all, let me say that somebody like me, I find it difficult to believe some of the issues, especially when it comes to the white people telling us to do this or to do otherwise. I say so because we were here. Then they came and told us that coconut oil was not good for us. Today, they are saying that coconut oil is the best. We abandoned our coconut farms. They were coming to buy copra from us to go and then use other places. It is today that they are telling us that coconut oil is the best. When they have spoiled us, we are now consuming industrial oil, which is resulting into so many other health issues like kidney problems and all. The same people told us that we should eat egg. Then they came back again and said we shouldn't eat egg. Now they have come back and they are telling us that egg, we should eat twice or 2 eggs a day and not sort of. So sometimes when they come and they are saying some of this, now what is that? When you look around, you go to all the markets in the world, you see that you have whiskeys, we have gins all over the world. You travel, you go to the diplomatic shops, airport. You have whiskeys, different brands, all over, gin, spirits, and all this. They are not saying that the whiskeys they are producing, the gins they are producing, the vodka they are producing, and all these things is having effect on the weather. The Akpeteshi. How many drums of Akpeteshi do we produce? You have come to Keta here. How many people have you seen producing Akpeteshi? I go to Kokwe area. I know that around Fodoma area, they produce a lot of Akpeteshi. But when we look at the quality, the weather, you will see that that place is a very peaceful. They maintain the forest, the grass, and all of this. It is not only palm tree, from which. When we talk about climate change, what is having effect on the smelting of the ice? It is China. Those industrialized countries, they have the right to even, what about the satellites they put in the air all over the place? I even read recently in some books that China has produced its own sun. What is the amount of heat that sun is generating? Then they come and talk about, they just want to create unemployment. They want us to remain. They should rather tell us how to improve upon it. Last Christmas, some Afro-Americans came to us. Even not last month. I think around the 1968, 60, thereabout, we had an Afro-American, Tigray. He came here. When they drink one thought of Akpeteshi, they will be happy. They say we have this kind of drink here. Then they will be spending a hell of money on spirit. Only a thought of Akpeteshi. This Christmas, some came here. They said they were going to stay here for about 2 days. They ended up spending 5 days. And every day, they have to ask my boys to go and look for Akpeteshi for them. They say the stuff is good. It is left to us to rebrand the Akpeteshi and export.
They are talking about the process.
In any case, if they say because of the firing, fine, maybe, but the effect on the climate can never be compared to what they are doing. The planes they are flying, the war planes, one bomb which they will drop from their fighter jets on this will have more devastating effect on the climate than brewing Akpeteshi.
At Ebiri, Joyce Bale is a victim of climate change. Unpredictable rainfall patterns in the upper eastern town of Paga has rendered farming unattractive. The burden of having to cater for 2 children drove her down south in search of a source of livelihood. Joyce has been selling palm wine in Ebiri in the eastern region for the past 8 years. For many travelers who use this stretch, getting naturally fresh and tasty palm wine from Ebiri is the toast of the journey. Joyce is uncertain her stock will run out, but admits getting her product might be a problem in the future if more palm trees get lost to this merchandise. Unknown to her, the source of her merchandise ironically also has a direct bearing on the environment. A tree must die before this string is made. For between 100 to 150 cedis, people allow ecological palm trees to be felled for this purpose.
Fresh one. No, we're not saying
Aside this, another practice that threatens the environment is the burning of these trees whenever they are done extracting the wine. Climate change activist and lecturer with the University of Professional Studies, Dr. Martin Setup, paints a clearer picture about the linkages between the unregulated palm wine business and climate change.
Because as I indicated from the start, we have to make choices based on what we have, based on the fact that humans must live today to be able to survive and take care of the future generations. So in balancing that, we now have to see what do we do today. There are some people who are very vulnerable, whose livelihoods depend on something. So you cannot just cut off somebody who finds his or her livelihood on that particular support just because you want to stop climate change. You have to make sure that the person lives and find a way of addressing that. So that's what we can do. The second part will now be to look at the policies that we have in place to address that. And that's why in the climate change conversation, we talk about sustainable development, policies of adaptation to ensure that people who are living at the lower fringes of the society, financial society, fringes of the society, are not just left on the
Ghana recently received $4.8 million dollars as carbon credits for reducing its emissions from deforestation and forest degradation. Dr. Martin Sector warns unchecked felling of palm wine could offset the gains if the right policies are not implemented. Imagine how much carbons are emitted into the atmosphere for every sip of palm wine you enjoy and how this contributes to global warming. The only source will be a system of regulating this market to ensure that every palm tree that goes down is the only source will be a system of regulating this market to ensure that every palm tree that goes down is replaced. Ivy Satoji, Joy News.